The trials continue for the McKinney Lions, who are now 0-8 after a one-point loss to the Pierce Mustangs, as Coach Jeff Smith is with us now. And Jeff, I know that you've already heard the comparisons to the week before against North when you let a big lead slip away. That was the case this week, but overall you said it was different. What did your team show you that was different?
Well, it was similar. We got off to a great start, had a lead at halftime. Kids were executing at a high level. Did some really good things the first half. I think the second half, again, you saw us, the momentum change, I guess, in the game. That happened the week before as well. And with a young team and some guys kind of looking around to make plays, last week we didn't respond as well as we needed to. This week I thought that we went down the field and scored a touchdown, and we didn't do that last week and took the lead back. That's a step in the right direction. And then after we took the lead, the defense got a 3-and-out. And we had the ball with 6 minutes to go. We just need to take that drive down and score again and really put the nail in the coffin, and we didn't do that. But I think that we did battle some of those adverse situations that we have in the past, and we overcame a couple of things. And obviously it didn't go our way, and we're not satisfied with that. But we are looking for bright spots and things that we can build on.
Back to Ron Poe Stadium on Friday night, McKinney and Pierce, and once again you were firing on all cylinders early on. It started with defense.
It did. I thought our defense did a really good job running to the football early on. They've got a young sophomore quarterback who's kind of trying to find his way, and we tried to make things hard on him and stop the run, and I thought our kids did a great job.
Able to stop the pass here. Corey Coleman, the Baylor commit, looking for a flag. None came. Clean play right there as you're able to break up the pass from Rhett Svetkoff. Offensively, you're able to move it up and down the field early on. What was working for you there?
Well, I thought we established the run game, and that was important to us. We want to continue to build on the run game, but also, throw the ball and take what they give us, and we were able to execute that play right there at Quentin Kasner.
Pierce had the ball at its own 11 in the first quarter. Rhett Svetkoff, out of the pistol set, was intercepted. What a play by your defense here, giving your offense a short field.
That's our sophomore, John Trail Rockmore, making a great play right there. And obviously, when we can give the offense the ball right there on the 10 or 8-yard line, we've got to do something with it. And we did right there with Robert Somborn and Connor Fuentes.
A 5-yard touchdown pass. It was 7-0 Lions. Your defense actually forced 3 consecutive 3-and-outs to open this one, and you added 2 points on the board with this safety out of the back of the end zone.
I really wish he wouldn't have kicked it out of the back of the end zone, but that was a heads-up play by him. It really probably ended up helping him win the game. I mean, instead of taking it right there and giving us a touchdown. But, yeah, obviously we'll take those points.
Red Shannon, meanwhile, he's become really your featured back on offense. You've moved him to that F position from the slot. He's played corner. He's played receiver. And just in the last 3 weeks, he's emerged as your leading rusher. As we see T.B. Williams taking that carry. But are you surprised at all at how quickly Shannon has picked up the running back spot?
Red will do whatever we ask him, and he's just, a real savvy football player, and obviously there's no surprise. We want him to touch the ball as much as he can, and at F, we have a chance to have him run the football. We can put him in pass routes through tagging routes, and so we want to have that availability to do that with Red, and so we're excited. He had over 100 yards, and that's a positive thing.
125 yards and a touchdown on 20 carries. He also caught that touchdown pass on 3rd and goal. Robert Somborn delivering a little bit of a block on his way to the end zone as Shannon was reversing his field. And Shannon here from the traditional running back spot able to find the edge.
You bet. Talking about blocking, I thought that all of our receivers and our offensive line was coming off. I thought we did some really good job. You'll see a couple of good chop blocks on this play right here by Quentin Kasner and Connor Fuentes that really sprung that touchdown. And that's something that we've been working on hard in practice, and they're getting better at that.
That was a 13-play, 68-yard drive capped by the 10-yard touchdown run by Shannon. 23-0 McKinney. You're feeling good, obviously. What's the message on the sidelines at this point, having been in a similar position the week before?
Don't get overconfident. Stay with the plan. We've got a long way to go. Let's continue to play hard and get 3-and-outs. Do good things with the football. And you're right. Last week we were in the same situation, and I felt like the kids were into the game.
Pierce was able to fire back. Corey Coleman rushes in for a touchdown to make it 23-7, but McKinney had a quick answer in the form of J.J. Johnson, who returns that kickoff 95 yards to the house.
I mean, it's great when you can get a lift in the special teams, and Coach Haney and Coach Holt do our special teams. They do a great job, and we practice this just like anybody every week. And having JJ back there to make a play really makes it good, because he can really run the ball well, and it was good to see that. It gave some momentum.
The lead was 30-7 in the second quarter. Pierce's best offense was the Wildcat set with Corey Coleman. What makes that so difficult to defend?
Well, he's just a tremendous athlete, and whenever we 3-and-outed their normal base set, you saw them go to the Wildcat exclusively, for 2 drives in a row, and Corey Coleman did a great job, and we had a tough time tackling him. And so it's just he does a great job executing that back there in the backfield.
Sonborn hitting Quentin Kasner right there. Kasner, your top target, with 7 catches for 57 yards on Friday night. And then to TV Williams. Williams is a sophomore, is really coming on. He's able to race in after Pierce came all the way back to make it a 30-30 game. And like you said, your team didn't fold its tent. It came right back to go on top.
It was, and it's good to see, because, I mean, obviously sitting at 0-7 going into this game, you want your kids to continue to play hard and believe that they will, and they have. They were hungry to win this game, and it didn't work out, but, man, they battled hard. It was good to see them respond whenever the game was tied up.
Coleman once again out of the Wildcat set. That's the only offense that Pierce was able to muster in the second half. Coleman finishing with 175 yards, 3 touchdowns on 23 carries. You did have a final chance after Pierce was able to go back on top with the 38-37 advantage after a 2-point conversion on the fake extra point, J.R. Griffin to Evan Harmon, but the last 2 drives ended with interceptions. Did you expect down the stretch that Pierce would be able to go back on top, and especially the fake extra point at the end?
Well, we knew it'd be going down to the wire, and we got the ball back after a 3-and-out. After we scored, we got a 3-and-out, which was awesome, by the defense, and offense got the ball back with a little over 6 minutes, and we're moving the ball down the field, and a backer kind of jumped one of our routes, our vertical routes, and Robert didn't see him, and he jumped in and picked that, and that's the drive they ended up taking down the field, and we got them to 4th and 12, on the 13 or 14 yard line, and right where we want them, and obviously they had to go for it, and we talked about those things, and Corey Coleman made a heck of a play, he really did, and we had it double covered, yet he found a way to catch that football, and then going for 2. Kind of seal the deal for us. And so with 30 seconds to go, we tried to get it down the field and score. It just didn't work out. But it was, I'm sure from a fan standpoint, it was a pretty exciting game, and very disappointing the way it ended for us as a football team. But, there was a lot of growth in that. And looking at this season, that's the thing that we're talking about is growth and the things that we're learning from this process, and a lot of character building, a lot of teachable moments, and I said that last week. And we're going to continue to battle, and we had a good Saturday practice after the game and watched the video, and we're going to be ready to go today.
Has this season reminded you of any other that you've been a part of?
I've been a part of some struggling seasons before in different programs that I've been in, down at Lorena, down at Lake Highlands even, when we started getting that program going. And they happen, from time to time, and you never want them to, but they do from time to time, and it's how you respond. And as coaches, we have a big responsibility there, to really, keep battling and teach these guys how to fight through this kind of thing, and get better. And I know great days are ahead. And you know what? Right now, we want to ahead is these next 2 games, and we want to go out and finish strong and try to win these 2 games. And we feel like we have a good football team, and we're just right there on the cusp, and right now our focus on Wiley East and how we can beat these guys, and the kids are ready to go, and they'll bounce back. They always do.
You do finish with 2 of the top 3 teams in the district standings, first Wiley East, followed by Highland Park. What strikes you about Wiley East, a second-year varsity program that has taken a leap here from where they were a year ago to where they are now? You knew about all the offensive playmakers from last season, especially running back Jabari Anderson, were the top rushers in the area.
Right. They're just very athletic. Obviously, last year they were a young football team. And Coach Lepsis and his staff have done a great job and struggled last year with some youth and just kind of figuring it all out in a tough district. And they were a good football team last year. You know, returning 11 on both sides of the football and then being pretty athletic on top of that and being, you know, I've got two great receivers, a great running back, a good physical offensive line, and a defense that's just getting better and better. And so, you know, they're definitely on the rise. And so we've got a tall task ahead of us Friday night. But we're excited about that opportunity, and we're going to go out and battle hard.
2 games left means 2 opportunities for the McKinney Lions. First Wiley East, then Highland Park, but first the Raiders on the road this Friday at 7:30.